when you're creative and you're black or you're from any marginalized group, you just know that there's so much more obstacles against you. Things happen at the right time for the right reasons. Yeah. I would say your 20s is the ghetto. It is when it comes to dating most things, but I always tell people the ghetto can be fun. Like, I love hood.
Okay, guys. So, good morning, afternoon, and evening. I hope you're well, hydrated, looking after yourself, and all of that. Guys, I'm really excited. Like, I'm trying to keep my cool. I think it's because of the coffee as well, which doesn't help. I have the pleasure, the privilege, the luxury to be joined by probably the most important queer DJ in our city. Multi-dimensional creative, primarily a DJ as of now,
yes,
right? But also a video producer and just creative through and through. Yes. Mr. Donnie Sunshine, what are you saying?
Thank you for having me.
Likewise.
I appreciate this platform. I love watching what you do, so it's great to be here.
Do you know what? You really helped my ego when I met you, because if I run it back a bit, right? So obviously I didn't realise you were going to Brighton Pride until a day or two before.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I must have messaged you at it was quite late. It must have been like 11 or midnight or something. And I was like, yo, when is the set? And you were like, it's at 2 a.m. I was like, but does Pride not finish at midnight or something? And then and then you were like, oh, you mean Brighton? I was like, okay, cool. And then but the signs at Brighton Pride weren't very clear.
No.
Like, you couldn't really figure out what was what. And like I said to you before filming, obviously my friends were being really difficult trying to get into VIP, which obviously didn't work. Big up them. And then when I got there, I was I need to see where Donnie's set is, because I feel like I've seen your sets before, but I just haven't known it's your set, if that makes sense. Because I've watched a lot of them online for years.
Yeah.
Literally, I've watched your long sets for a long time. But I've never been conscious of I'm actually watching one in person. So I was adamant that I had to see it. And I remember this guy who I was with, my friend's friend, was like, oh, look for he was like, what's the music? I was like, it's very much R&B, that type of vibe. And then his response was, look for the lesbian flag. That was all I was given. Look for the lesbian flag. So I had my team of 5, right, looking for this lesbian flag. I was like, okay, cool. He's there. Let's go. But yeah, no, and then when I bumped into you after, and you were like, oh, I love your stuff. I was like, actually, I love that. Because I've loved your stuff for ages. So I was like, oh, okay, the people that I like are actually watching. That's great.
Which is good. I'm glad. And I feel like that is so necessary for our community as well. We don't always get the biggest platforms and the biggest spaces, and I think it's important for us to make sure that we support each other.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it's nice when you support each other and you actually engage with the content and you actually like what people are doing. And I think, that's exactly how I feel about you.
Oh, likewise. I feel like our community, for the most part, is pretty good, though.
Yes.
Because, I would say, definitely in our scene, if not even wider to us, because obviously you've gone beyond black and queer, but you are very prominent. Like anyone who I know who's black and queer that goes out, they know who Donnie Sunshine is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Come on, let's not be silly. But where do I start? I mean, I feel like the core of this is music, right?
Yes.
Talk me through what music did you like growing up? What's your go-to?
So I would always say my earliest memory of music was the Janet Jackson Control album, which was very that, which was also a video anthology. So it was majority of the songs had music videos to it. So I had the VHS. Back in the day, I'm showing my age. I had the VHS, and I would watch it every day. I would watch it every day growing up. I can't remember how old I was, but that was my earliest memory of music. And I have a very musical household. No one actually played instruments or anything, but we always played music. My mom, my dad, my grandparents, my siblings. So it was just something that I just was always around and was just a part of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel music is so powerful.
Yes.
Even as someone who I there's nothing I can contribute to music apart from consuming. But it's a real connector.
Yes.
Me and my mum were literally talking the other day, and my mum had really good music taste when we were growing up, really good. I don't really know what's happened in the last 10 years, but as a kid, it was always Lauryn Hill, Keisha Cole, Luther Vandross. Her music taste was very dope. I love you down, Mum. I don't know what's happened in the last few years, but it's not the same. And it's a real connector, because your mum is a DJ as well, correct?
Yeah, my mum's a DJ as well.
Has that influenced you?
Definitely, because when I grew up, she used to buy a lot of music, so that was there. And then my family, from a young age, growing up in the Caribbean, Caribbean household and growing up in Hackney, there was an energy where like the kids were at the parties, at the functions. So there was always a christening, a hall party, a house party. So from a young age, I saw music being played. I saw selectors and DJs and sound systems. That's something that it was normalized to me. And then I think on top of that, growing up in the time, being like very much a millennial, where there was only 2 music channels at the time, was MTV and The Box.
Okay.
We would consume music in a way where we would watch everything. So, like, if I wanted to see the newest Destiny's Child video or Missy Elliott, I would watch Robbie Williams and Spice Girls and U2 and, like, every type of genre, because there was no YouTube. There was, like, if you had to wait to see what you wanted to see. And then through that, it actually created this eclecticness in me, because you start seeing things, you're being exposed to things, and then you realize, actually, I like these things that are not necessarily, like, marketed to me, but gave me a big exposure. And I think that's what's made me, like, such a good, I think, open format DJ when it comes to music, because I love so many different genres of music.
A lot of people can be very like restrictive.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean DJs necessarily, but just people in general, very like restrictive with like their taste, right?
Yeah.
Like I have certain friends who like primarily like love hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
And if they were to hear like a good song that isn't hip hop and rap, they wouldn't be interested purely because it's not hip hop and rap, you know, which I think is a bit crazy. I think like the versatility, like in regards to you, is very good for longevity, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it means you can cater to like a wider range of audiences.
Yes.
You know? And even as a consumer, like obviously like I love Kendrick and Frank Ocean, but there's more to me than that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's something that I've really tapped into and has really helped my career. But it was authentic. It kind of hindered my career at first though, because when I first started DJing, I think music was very like specific. There was specific scenes and there were always open format DJs. I'm not going to take credit for that, but I feel like the way that you navigated was like you had to specialize in something. That is what you were. Because even like being booked, you were booked for a certain genre for a certain set time. And it's like, you're the hip hop DJ, you're the dancehall DJ, you're the house DJ. And for me, so when I started like coming into the scene, I didn't really want to be boxed into any, because I love so much different types of music. And for me as well, I feel like I would get bored playing the same types of songs to the same types of people. Playing music, different types, different genres, allows me to kind of connect with different demographics at different times, which is all a part of me.
Yeah. Do you feel like, I don't know if this, and I don't know if this like is applicable to you, but then do you feel like sometimes the case could be that you may necessarily become established, say like in one like genre or subcategory, and then once you've kind of got that platform or space, you can kind of like widen out into like different like genres or tastes?
I think it is possible, but it's harder. I think depending on how big you build that platform and what you're known for, because I've had like really well-known big DJs that I kind of came up with pull me aside. I feel like I did an event at GQ maybe 2 years ago, and there's another DJ, female DJ, who's doing so well, and she was just like, because we knew each other from back in the day, and she was like, I'm so proud of you and what you've done and the way that you've done it, because you've always been you and you've always kind of played a range of stuff, where she started in one specific genre, built her fan base on that, but now she's kind of like transferred over to other stuff, and she's kind of had to start again in regards of building that back up, because people would come and see her, even if she's promoted, I'm playing this, they still want to hear what they know her for. Yeah. And I think so for me, it made me realize that like, even though my journey might have taken a bit longer, I'm so glad I did it the way that I did, because it's allowed me to kind of be more spontaneous, but also I can play specific genres for different spaces, and I'm known in different spaces for different genres, if that makes sense. So
for sure.
that doesn't really, people come to me for like what kind of night that is, and whatever I'm booked for or what kind of event for, I'll play for that. But then I obviously have my own night where I can do whatever I want. So that's something we can get into at some point.
Yeah, I'm proud of you though. I think you're talented, like very talented. And it, because obviously, let me not blame the neurodivergence, but like my concentration levels are like really bad. Yeah. And I can literally watch your like 40-minute sets on YouTube. I was watching one the other day. Oh my God, what is it? Pride in the City?
Oh yeah.
I have to ask this, right? How do you deal with this? Because you seem to deal with it very well. And if I was a DJ, I'd be pressed. How do you like deal with like people like coming up to you and like trying to like like dance too near to you, like whilst you're like trying to get in the zone. Because I would be like, mate, you actually need to back off. But you're so like, your concentration levels are insane. You're like so heavily focused, right? And I can see every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming like from left to right, and I thought I actually would not be able to deal with that. Have you just like learned to like naturally just like?
It naturally works for me. I think for me, because I've been DJing for so long, the actual technical side of it is second nature.
Cool.
So I think for me, I never worry about like, I feel like I can mix well. I know how to like organize. My music is very organized as well. So like when it comes to doing my playlist, I work 2 or 3 songs ahead. So I know what's coming up. So with me, I'm quite performative in the sense that I like to party while I'm DJing. I like to have a good time and engage with the crowd. So because I organize it in that way, it always gives me a bit more time to do that. So in those environments where I do have that, I actually prefer to engage. I think it's fun. It doesn't bother me. I feel like depending on how you work and navigate, it could be frustrating, but for me, I enjoy it.
Yeah. I have a lot more respect for DJs in the last few weeks, right? So like I've never tried to like play decks or anything, so my knowledge is pretty minimal. But in my like naive head, I thought, how difficult can it be? I went to a party probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? And my friend's dad is a DJ. He's really good, really, really good. And my friend was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like step on the decks," and we were all like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear it." And honestly, it was the worst thing I ever heard. It was so like to the point I actually left the room. It was so bad because I thought like, surely it's just but there must. I mean, obviously there's more to it, right? And we were literally all like, there was like 15 of us, right? And we were literally all like so excited to hear it. And then like we were like, nah, this just isn't it. We need to bounce. Like there's definitely, as you know, because you're a DJ, but obviously, like I feel like it's underestimated how much like technicality there is with it. Because like my ears have not recovered. It was bad. Like it was really, really like 10 being the worst, like 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dad was good though. Pick up the dad.
Pick up the dad.
Pick up the dad.
But I think. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of technical skills. There's a lot of creativity that goes into it. There's a lot of planning and mindset. I always say, as a DJ, you're only as good as your next song. So it's like you can go on a streak. You have 5 songs in a row. Everyone's going crazy. You could play one song people ain't messing with, clear the dance floor, and then.
Has that ever happened?
Not to the point of. I think maybe in my earlier stages, definitely. I feel like every DJ has gone through that. Or sometimes it doesn't necessarily clear the floor, but you might start playing a vibe and people are not into it as much.
Yeah.
And I think also for me, as I've gotten older and as I've like built, I've realized that you can go on a journey and you don't always have to have that like define that moment of like everyone jumping up and like screaming the lyrics to you. Sometimes you can relax. I like to slow it down and build it back up. But for me, it's just about paying attention to who's in the room, seeing what they're engaging with, trying things, pushing things a little bit further, and then just connecting it all.
So if I'm like at the front of one of your crowds, right, and I'm shouting a song, is there a way that it can be put through?
Or like as a request?
Yeah.
So how requests works are, requests are like, we hate them. DJs generally do hate them.
Fair.
But when the requests I love are the ones that are in line with what I'm playing, or people.
Yeah, of course.
So no, but you would say, of course. You would be playing a hip hop set and someone will request rock and they want you to play it right now.
That's crazy.
Or they'll want you to play pop when you're playing techno, and it's like, who is this for? Like, that's my thing. And it's like, and if I do play this, I look crazy because now I'm playing for you. And everyone's like, where did this song come from? If it's done respectfully, you know what the worst thing is? I hate, and I feel like most DJs hate, the phone up.
Oh, I do that.
Oh, we hate it. We hate it. We hate it. It feels very demanding. It feels very entitled.
I say please, to be fair.
Please is good. Please, do you have, could you play? Make it a sentence, but don't just write Drake. What am I supposed to do with that? Just play because you want Drake.
And what if it's the wrong Drake song? What do you do?
Right, and I think so. So I find that quite frustrating. But like if it's respectful, if it makes sense, I'm all for it. I'll try and work it into my set. Yeah,
noted. So like because I had this situation at a wedding, right? Yeah. Where like my aunt paid a stupid amount of money for this DJ. Like, she definitely got ripped off, but he was like, okay, right. And like the vibe, to be fair, I've definitely misread the room. Yeah. Because there's like vast majority of like 50 to 60 year olds, right? And probably about 15% of people are under the age of 40, right? Yeah. But like we were all very much like, oh, this is so slow. Like I'm trying to think of who they were playing. I can't think of who it was, but it wasn't a vibe, right? And I just thought, like, can we just have like one Travis Scott song?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of Kalani, please. But the guy was like, it's not in the mix. I was like, well, can't you add it to the mix? But then like afterwards he explained the logistics. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, I think, because I watched a video of yours the other day and you made a really good point, and you said there's a very clear, distinct difference between like being a DJ, an actual professional DJ who can do the job and gets it, to people that just appreciate music. Yeah. And I'm definitely that person that just appreciates music.
Because there's a whole different perspective. It's like reading a room is also a skill. Yeah. So sometimes you can be someone that feels like you can read a room because you like this song and my friends are like me, but that like you have to really practice that to see if that works. So a lot of people that make suggestions and make requests, they're not really reading the room. They're just thinking, what do I want to hear right now? But you got to really break down the demographic. Do these people know it? Is it commercial enough or that everyone understands it or can connect with it? Is it too underground? Is it too explicit? Depending on what it is, there's a bunch of reasons why we play the music that we do and we try and do the job that we do. So I feel like,
You're trying to cater, aren't you?
Yeah. And also it's like, for me, I'm all for inclusivity. When it comes to me being in a room and me DJing, I'm like, there's any genre, there's any vibe that you can play, but there's a way that you can do it to try and get as much people involved as possible. Cool. I don't want to play music that only a small subsection will understand and get, and like, this is the biggest cult track of the moment. And I do that when I have the room to do that. Yeah. But I think when it comes to like, especially when it comes to spaces where it isn't, people are not there for music or for a sound, that's when it's harder. So if it's a wedding, a birthday party event, people are here for people. They're here for a union or something. So everyone in this room doesn't have the same taste. Whereas a club night or a festival, people making requests makes more sense because usually they have a similar music taste.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's different ways where it works.
You can work with that.
Yeah.
Side note, have you met Kaytranada?
Yes.
So I was trying really hard to find like a picture or video. I'm certain he's met Kaytranada.
Yeah.
How does it work with regards to like, I don't know, like collabing with other DJs? Like, is that something that's like, maybe not in the pipeline, but is that something that you like consider doing like in the foreseeable?
100%. I think for me, I'm a DJ fan. Like I love music and I love great DJs, and a lot of my friends are DJs and a lot of them are so talented.
I love that.
And we support each other. So I feel like so in the DJ world, like the best form of a collab is a back-to-back. Like that's like if we're gonna go and play a set together, you play a track, I play a track, or however. Someone I do a lot with is Mark Ashley Dupay.
Oh yes,
so we do a lot of back-to-backs. We work really well together. He's someone that's been in the industry longer than I have, and I really respect him for what he's done and paved the way quite a lot. So it's really great working with him. And I love that energy. And I think with Kaytranada, I've been a fan of Kaytranada for maybe like 10 plus years. Like from early, before the album came out, when it was early selection, when he was just doing his edits and stuff and remixes. So I've kind of followed his journey, and then him being a queer Black Caribbean man as well. There's just certain elements of it that I really respect and resonate with. So when it came to like meeting him this year, I kind of like put that into the universe. I was like, this is going to happen. I didn't expect to meet him actually. I just wanted to go to his show. I've seen him probably 5 times over the years, but this time the tickets came and went and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get a ticket. So I was like, manifested it. I was like, I need to get to this show. And then on the day of the show, my friend, Harry, he runs a store called H-Town. He was like, oh, we're doing a pop-up for the Kaytranada show. But I just thought they were just selling merch. So I was like, he's like, come down. So I went down. And when I went down, Kaytranada was there, like signing things. I was like, what? So I actually got to meet him, which was really cool.
What's he like?
He's really nice, but quite shy, quite reserved. Yeah. I feel like a lot of creatives tend to be like introverted.
Yeah, naturally. That seems to be the case, doesn't it?
Right. And I think with that, that was a great opportunity. But then also my friend hooked up like backstage passes for the show for that day. So I got that. And then the next day, my other friend Jord, who was DJing his after party, got me. Jord's. She's amazing.
She's cool.
She's like, we always say that's my twin. She's the female version of me. I'm the male version of her. But
I really like her voiceovers.
She's so sick.
I really like her voiceovers. She's got a very relaxing voice.
She really does. She's like,
she's cool.
She's this generation Jenny Francis. I don't know if you know about Jenny Francis. Back in the day, Choice FM days.
I personally don't know who she is.
Yes, that's right.
Big up her though.
Big up Jenny Francis.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was DJing and she was like, oh, do you want to come? I was like, sure. And then that was backstage passes. So I was actually on the stage with him when he was DJing, like right next to him, which was incredible.
Oh, I bet he smells great. I think he's so sexy.
He's an attractive man.
Very attractive man. I think he's quite short there, but it's fine. I can get over that. I think he's gorgeous. Yeah, big up him.
Incredible.
Amazing. And like, well, I should have asked this earlier, really. So obviously, like, you love music.
Yes.
Creative career really started in like video production.
Yes.
But like, okay, so at what point are we acknowledging or realizing that you actually want to like be a DJ? Like, is there like any moments that you think, okay, like this is what I want to do, this is what I want to step into?
I definitely think it came in waves. I feel like because my first passion and love was video production, imagery, that's something I kind of studied. So I remember going to college, I did a BTEC in media, moving image. But when I was at college, I was 17, I bought myself these like CD decks, but like,
cool.
These were like old school. There was no screen. It literally was like CDs you have to put in.
Yeah.
And I taught myself how to DJ by ear. So I learned BPM and like by ear, this matches. There was no screens to show me what worked. So that was something I did. So I did house parties and stuff, but I never took it seriously. It was just something that I did for myself and something that I enjoyed. And then I went to university, got a degree in TV and video production, and then from there came back to London and continued doing video production, which I enjoyed, which was like working with, it was still very musically aligned. So I started working with...
Interconnects, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I was working with a website and blog called That Grape Juice. And I think maybe from like 2018, we started doing video, not 2018, sorry, 2008. 2008, we started doing video interviews. I think our first one was with Sierra. And then we did like the Saturdays. And then it was like Kelly Rowland and Mary J. Blige and like all different artists that would come over. We would do like recorded interviews and I would shoot a bunch of stuff. And so it was always music artists. I would work with that. And then I think in 2013, it got to the point where I would go out and I would go to clubs and parties. And I was just like, the music just didn't feel as eclectic as I feel like it could be. I feel like a lot of the parties were playing the same songs. And at that time, I was like, I think maybe 2012, 2013, there was so much great music out that wasn't being played, especially like slightly alternative, the Frank Oceans, the Kid Cudis, Solange's. There was just so much artists. And it wasn't being played in the club. So me and my friends started DJing together to start hearing the music we wanted to play. But
are these like gay black clubs?
No, these were straight. So actually it wasn't even out then. I came out in 2013, funnily enough.
Cool.
Which was a thing. And I think that also affects my trajectory of a DJing, because I started DJing in straight spaces before DJing in queer spaces. So that also gave me a bit more access and I guess a little bit more privilege. I think it's easier to transfer from straight spaces to queer spaces than it is queer spaces to straight spaces
I would say
as a black queer man specifically.
Yeah.
I think it's different for queer women because of how we see sexuality, how we see masculinity and femininity. I think it's different. But in regards of that, it was like 2013, I was like, okay, cool, I want to kind of start doing this. But it was also for me, again, it was never a career option. I knew I wanted to do video production. That was my thing. And then I started working for a production company full-time. And that was like maybe 2017. And our main client was Nike. So we did a lot of their content. And I was DJing on the side of that as well. So I was doing brand events and parties, but it was like here and there. And it wasn't until lockdown where I left that job and then I was freelancing doing video production and I was DJing at the same time. And all of a sudden things started happening where DJing opportunities came more and more and more and more to the point where I didn't have time for video production and I had to make a choice. And I was like, I guess it's DJing, I guess it's music. And it was a calling. It literally, I genuinely say it happened to me. I didn't pursue it. I didn't chase it. It was something I just always loved. And I feel like that's what kind of, I feel like makes me feel like I'm good at it, because I never went into it with the idea of making money, being a name, building a brand. It was literally a love for music. So everything kind of came from that. And then I've just kind of just gone fully with it.
I think it's just like kind of like a way of the universe saying it's just what you are naturally accustomed to.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just driven to it. It's really nice like seeing your flowers, because like you said, you've been doing this for like a while. But I think you've like really really been, I mean, in my circle anyway, but then with respect, obviously we're just consumers, we're not makers. But like you definitely have become very prominent in the last couple of years, like inevitably, you know, like you are like in conversations when it comes to like DJing in London, you know, like you are one of the first names like at the top of the list, naturally. And it's well deserved, you know, you work hard. And I really admire people who because I think a lot of creative people, and I mean this with respect, give up a bit too easily.
Yes, I get that. I think there is, because I think for me as well, I'm in my late 30s now. I'm 37, and I think see the skin, right?
Black doesn't crack.
But I think that's another thing as well. That when you're creative and you're black or you're from any marginalized group, you just know that there's so much more obstacles against you, and then you get to a point where you feel like, I think you get to a point, especially when you get to 30. I think 30 is such a big age across the board, but I think specifically for creatives, you get to a point where you start thinking about financial responsibility. Do you want a house? Do you want to build a family? What does that look like? So I feel like it gets to that point where people start thinking, what's realistic? What can happen? Where can this go? And I think the creative industry has grown so much, but I feel like the generation before didn't have the same infrastructure. Social media has changed the game. Like,
of course,
the things that I do now, I couldn't have done 15 years ago because I would have had to have big management or big booking agent. Like, I have no booking agent, no management. I do it myself. And the rooms that I've been in and the spaces that I've played at, that wasn't possible before social media, because you weren't able to really promote yourself in the same way. You didn't have access to things in the same way. So I think the way that the world has shifted has allowed people to kind of see more opportunities and then therefore kind of try harder. Whereas back then, you kind of felt like if it didn't happen to a point, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I get that.
I find it quite refreshing, and I find it really exciting. Like, I've known content creators who have been doing the most for a decade, and have literally like become like big in the last like year.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm very, because this probably isn't the best way of looking at it, but I always say to people, I'm like, guys, the algorithm will give up eventually and just let you in.
Yeah.
Like, just keep it moving, you know. And I love seeing. Obviously, it's so impressive to see like immediate success. I'm so here for that, because anyone who works hard deserves success, in my opinion, to be honest, as long as they've got like morals, obviously. Yeah. But like, I don't know, like just seeing someone like graft for like years on end and then finally getting their flowers. Like,
I think that's the thing. And people don't see that. I think for me as well, like I said, I've been DJing, like I technically started DJing 20 years ago, and then I picked it up again maybe 12 years ago, and I've been doing it full time for the last coming on 4 years. And I think in the last 2-3 years, people have seen me everywhere. They see my name and everything. And it's like, where's this person come from? And it's just like that. But it's like, but there's been so much build to that. And I've put in so much groundwork and so much energy across the board. I always tell people as well, like, I'm a party girl at heart. Like, that is also my foundation on why I feel like I'm in so many spaces, because every space that I DJ in or every music that I play, I've been in that scene. Like, I started with dancehall and soca music. I went over to funky house. Then we're doing hip hop and trap. And then we were doing like alternative and like pop, and like all of these spaces I've done. So therefore, I feel like I know how to connect with the people. I know how to connect with the audience and the demographic, because I have been the audience and the demographic, if that makes sense, which is something that I think is important for most DJs to try and do. I think that's also another thing that I feel like gives me a leg up, is that like, I'm a consumer. I've been a consumer and I'm still a consumer. I still go out. I go and watch other DJs. I go to other shows, festivals. I party. I'm always researching. I'm always
I do see you outside quite a lot.
Right. It's work. You see, it's research. I'm just outside for no reason. There's a reason for it.
No, for sure.
But I think that is like, something that adds to what I see as my success, is that like, I am always going to be like a lover of music and culture and space, and I'm going to continue to navigate it.
But you have to, though, because how else would you develop? It's like me, like I'm like, someone said to me once, right? And you know, when someone asks you a question, you have to like pretend to like not look like pressed. Someone said to me, do you listen to a lot of podcasts? I was like, what kind of question is that? I was like, obviously, like you go, because you like, even like when you, like, I feel like I like to think that I'm pretty good at my job, to be honest. Obviously, like, there's always room for improvement. There's a lot of things that I need to do to get to where I need to be. Yeah. But like, for the most part, I'm like, I can talk. I'm very good, and I know that I'm very good. However, like, naturally, there's a lot of people in my space who are doing things that I want to do. Yeah. And obviously, I'm going to take inspiration from them. Obviously, use my own flavor and cater it accordingly. But like, naturally, like you look at people who are in your space who are doing things that you want to do, or they have different techniques, and you can like take inspiration from that naturally. Yeah, because I feel like it would be pretty mad to like not be following or subscribing to people in your field, because, and also like you need a community. Yes. Like, you need to be friends with DJs. I need to be friends with podcasters, because it just isn't. The longevity isn't there otherwise.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. I agree with that. Fully.
Yeah. So I want to know, has there been like any like pivotal moments where you've been like, oh, like I've made it, or like this is what, maybe not even manifest to be fair, but like more so the fact that this is something that I couldn't even like imagine happening. Has there been any moments like that?
I've had so many moments like that. Like my life has been, I always say like the universe conspires in my favor. And when I say that, I feel like anything that I really want and I work hard for, I achieve. So there's nothing fickle. It's not like I want this car or I want this holiday. It's like something that I really believe in. I think the first time that happened for me was when I ended up on Beyonce's tour, filming videography. And I remember, like, I willed that. If anyone knows me, they know I'm a Beyonce stan down. I'm in the hive.
I've done my research.
Right. So that was something that happened when I was 21. And that came from me working for that Grape Juice, that website. And at that point, we had done an interview with Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams. And just at this point, she was still signed by Music World, managed by Music World, which was Matthew Knowles, her dad. So I had met the management. And then I remember I was at her tour. She did the I Am tour in the O2. And I remember walking around the tour and seeing her management, like someone that works with her management team. And they were like, we actually need a videographer. Are you free for the next week? And I was like, at this point, randomly, I was on the N-Dubs tour. I was filming for artists called Master Shorty and Tiny Temper. And I was literally like...
Very rogue.
Very rogue. But I was like, I can be free. They were like, okay, well, we need you to come to Manchester tonight and then during the rest of the tour because Matthew, her dad, is managing a new girl group called From Above and they're opening for her and we need someone to capture all of their content pretty much. I was like, say no more.
Sold.
Literally got on a flight that night. Early hours, like 2 a.m. in the morning after the tour. And then I went and I did that tour and I think I did 5 dates. And it was incredible. I met Beyonce in a lift randomly. I know the idea, the elevator, it was...
God forbid.
I know. There was no Solange. I love you, Solange, though. Love you down.
I love Solange, aside for a new album.
But I remember this, and also when I was on the tour, I was like, I need to see Beyonce. And I was with her team, I was with her dancers, with her band, but she had obviously her own space and stuff. Yeah. So like, I was like, I'm not going to get to meet her. And then I was just walking around and the lift opened and she was in it. And she was like, hi. I was like, hi.
I would die.
That was crazy and incredible.
Yeah.
And then I would definitely say the second time, which is another one which I spoke about before, was DJing for Janet Jackson for her Velvet Rope 25th anniversary. And that was incredible because anyone knows me knows I'm a Janet Jackson fan as well. And that was something there's certain things that I never thought would be possible. I just thought unfathomable. Like, when am I going to DJ? And it was like an intimate party. It was at Soho House. I got to play the music. She then, I didn't think I would meet her as well. I thought she might be there, but she was there. She came to me. She introduced herself. She said hello. She said that she likes what I was playing. It was so surreal. So that was a moment. And then from there, there's just so much different publications that I feel like, I remember Gay Times was another one. I remember seeing Gay Times, especially after coming out and just being really in touch with my queerness. I remember being I like what they're doing. And so I got to be, last year I was selected as one of their breakthrough artists of the year, so Gay Times Coca-Cola, and I got to
so you got to do festivals.
I do festivals. I got to do festivals with them, and I'm part of the family now, so I always do stuff with them. And then on top of that, GQ as well is another one. I've worked with GQ for now 5 different events. I was at their event a couple of days ago, and these are all things growing up as a black queer boy from Hackney. These are these big establishments or artists that you just think you would never be in the same room as, or you never have access to. But not only that, being able to be in those rooms and be acknowledged, for what you do is just incredible. And I think those are moments, but at the same time, I never disregard my community. So being able to play for spaces in my community, queer spaces is my heart. I always love playing for queer spaces. There's so much different parties that I've worked with that have really poured into me, whether it's Queer Brock or Jungle Key or Pussy Palace or the Connection Party or Fluid. There's so much different parties that I've played for that's been so amazing to literally just connect and see my people, see my community, play music and fellowship pretty much. So I feel all of those things combined are pivotal moments for me.
Amazing. Yeah, no, it's dope. It's to the point where we could actually be here listing it forever, and obviously I ain't got the studio time for that. But no, you honestly, it's amazing to see people who look like me succeeding. It's inspiring, and do you know what I will also say? Right, I really do love how this has happened in your 30s.
Yes.
because like you said, there's a lot of conversation about how like if you haven't hit it by like mid-20s, it just isn't going to happen. And I just like, I don't know, I think it's quite reassuring. But I think my question to you is like, how would you advise, maybe not specify just to DJs, but like how would you advise like let's actually ignore the young, just everyone. How would you advise Black creatives who want to pursue creativity?
I would definitely say, first and foremost, tunnel vision is the most important thing. Comparison will kill you. And like, generally, like looking, you can't look left, you can't look right. Literally, tunnel vision, have your goals in mind. You can be inspired. Inspiration is beautiful, but don't compare because you don't know what someone's done to get where they are. You don't know how long it's going to last. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's got their own journey. So that's one thing. Two, stay ready. Stay ready. They say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And the way that the world works is things shift. It's like in different areas and time. So what you're doing right now might not be popular. It might not be in the zeitgeist of what is cool or interesting, but it will come around because everything comes around. So you got to be ready for when it comes around to you, you ready and you roll with that. Because I think the worst thing you can do is chase the hype. Chase a fad, chase a phase, chase something and try and do things that other people are doing because you'll always be one step behind and you'll always be trying to play catch up. But when you create something for yourself, your own lane, and the world catches that, you have it forever because it will move on. Whatever you're doing is never going to be pop culture relevance all the time. But after they move on, you have a cult following that will allow you to do what you're doing for a long period of time. So definitely stay ready. And then I would definitely say, like we mentioned before, don't restrict yourself by age. Don't restrict yourself by access. Don't restrict yourself by being marginalized or anything. I think I understand it could be hard and there's also like things that we want to do and achieve by a certain time, but sometimes things happen at the right time for the right reasons. And I'm so glad that my biggest successes came in my 30s because I don't think I would have been able to handle it and deal with it mentally, financially, in my 20s. I think I could have been more frivolous. I think I could have been easily led. I think I would have had less boundaries. So, and I don't know if I would have really understood longevity and really made plans to really make sure that I'm a fixture in many spaces for time to come. I might have just been celebrating my wins because you do that when you're younger and there's nothing wrong with
naturally.
That. But you also have to be real, like, think about like, God willing, universe willing, whatever you believe in, we're going to live for at least to your 70, 80. So you hit your peak at 20. At this point in life, you're going to work until we go, unfortunately. This society and this cost of living is crazy. So you're thinking like, this is 4 to 5 decades of working. What, like, if everything happens in the first 5 years, what are you doing for the next 45, 35 years? Like, what does that look like? How are you going to transition? How are you going to, allow yourself to grow and evolve? So I would definitely say like timing is a very important thing and just be aware of it, but don't let it restrict you.
Noted. Yes. Noted. It's interesting because obviously like I'm like in a transitional period where like I'm comfortable, but like there's more, right? And like, I find like, because I said this to my creative friends, I said, is this just me? So I'll have it where like I'll get like a really exciting email, right? I'll get really gassed and tell every Tom, Dick and Harry that I'll listen, right? And then they'll be like, oh, sorry, Jord, like it's not happening. I'm like, oh, do you know, I really need to keep my mouth shut. But also at the same time, I'm very aware that my grandma used to advocate to me that everything happens for a reason, right? And like, time is a virtue and all of that, right? Like, okay, cut this out. So like, I got an email last year to do an interview with, it fell through, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then this year, I got asked to do something with. I like to see like everything like as a lesson. Like it's very much like, okay, cool, what can I learn from that and how can I prep for the time being? Because the one thing about this scene that I probably found the most difficult is everything is so last minute. So last minute. But then like when I was talking to a friend, they were like, well, how last minute are we talking? I was like 4 days. Like, Jord, that isn't last minute. That isn't last minute. But yeah, no, the journey is journeying. It
really is. And I feel like having a good support system is important, and being able to share things is important. I feel like you don't need to be posted on your social media like, oh, this thing just came in and I'm gonna, it doesn't happen. That's different. But when it comes to your people that support you, that want the best for you, I think it's important to share things that come up, because even if it does fall through, you, like I said, you're speaking it out, you're manifesting, you're saying, okay, but this is also what I have access to. And it boosts your confidence, it boosts your awareness, and also your other people around you to see that, okay, actually things are paying off. Because sometimes people support you from grassroots and they want the best for you, but they also have this fear like it might not work out, or, you know, I hope this thing pays off. So when you start mentioning, oh, these things that I'm doing and things that are coming to me, even if it falls through, it came to you. It came to you for a reason. That is also a win. You know what I'm saying? You're in the conversation. Your name's being brought up. Yeah. So that is something within itself.
That's made me feel a lot better.
Good.
Because when I got that email, I was, oh, for God's sake, really? But I talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
So I thought someone has obviously picked it up from somewhere, but okay, that's made me feel better. Thank you. I'm going to hold on to that when he does his next show.
Good.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk. I want to talk about, like, obviously, like, I am, like I said, like, I love music so much. Like, I could literally consume it for days. Like, I'm obsessed. It's like one of my favorite things. How do you feel about, like, the current, like, phase? Is phase the right word? The current, I guess so. The current phase of music, like, who's, like, exciting you this year? Because as a music lover to a music, I would love to hear your take.
So I listen to music from all different diasporas, so different things come up. There's something in me. I think it's the gay boy that loves a R&B pop girly. That's just fab. And, like, right now, Jay Stevens. Okay. She's that girl. I don't know if you know her.
I know the name.
A chocolate, beautiful black girl that's giving
What's
you
her name, sorry?
Jay Stevens, Jae, and then Stevens. I feel like if you liked Danny E. Kane back in the day, with elements of, like, what other elements does she have in her? Because it's very, like, up-tempo, and, like, she's got an EP out that has 80s influences. Also, right now, 80s is a big thing. I've realized, like, a lot of artists are utilizing that 80s sound.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
She's very pretty and she's very talented. I think she's fun. I love Cat's Eye, the K-pop group that was put together through Dream Academy. I think they're really fun. I think they're really talented. Who else? I listen to so much different things. Sometimes, like, not the newest stuff. Like, there's certain artists always on, like, Frank Ocean's always on rotation. Solange is always on rotation.
So
Beyonce
much.
is everything.
What's your favorite Beyonce album?
Can't do this to me.
Because everyone has a different answer, and mine always stays the same, and people are quite surprised by mine.
Shifts
at this current moment in time.
I think it might be B-Day.
Very gay.
It's very gay. It's very gay. It's the hooting and hollering.
Yeah, fair.
Because you know why? The Beyonce experience is what transformed. I wasn't even out when I had seen that, but I knew I was a homosexual.
Yeah.
Oh, I was, like, checking up on it. I was, like, giving you everything. Like, and that tour for me, I think Beyonce's always been a star. Like, I've been a fan since 1997. I think the first time I saw her music video, No, I was like, who is this bitch? I love her. But I remember seeing the Beyonce Experience tour DVD, and I was like, this is unworldly. This person isn't human.
She's a superstar.
So I think for that specific reason, that album holds, like, a special place for me.
Sense.
But I love all of them. They all have a special place for me. What's yours then?
What at the moment?
Favorite Beyonce album? You said it stays the same.
Oh, sorry, Lemonade.
Okay. I hear it.
People look at me really weird when I say that.
No, Lemonade is a masterpiece. I think it makes sense, and also, like,
it's the first time she's been, like, really, like, insightful and intimate. Like, I feel like her music is obviously, she's the best performer alive, right, without a doubt. I think she's incredible. I love her so much. I just feel like Lemonade is the first album where we got, like, a more vulnerable side. In my opinion, like, I just feel like, I don't know, like, it's very in-depth without being too detailed.
I hear it.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously we all know what it's about.
Yeah.
But obviously no one likes to say it. But I just think Lemonade is the go. I love it. I think it's immaculate.
There's only one wrong answer, I feel like. And I'm like, there's only one wrong answer that I feel like.
Oh, for one album?
Yeah. If as someone's favorite, I'm not going to say. I feel like the girls know, but I also feel like there's a division. I think there's a cultural division on what people feel like is our least favorite album of Beyonce. I think all of them are great, but I feel like culturally, I feel like we have a least favorite album.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you?
I mean, I have a least favorite album. Yeah, I would say.
What are we saying it? Are we doing it?
We can do.
What
mine's Cowboy Carter.
Cowboy Carter is your least favorite Beyonce album. That is wild. That is insane. So I was gonna say I Am.
I love I Am.
Culturally,
it doesn't make sense with the rest of it.
No, not even that. It's a great album. I think it is, but I think it's her most pop. I feel like, and I enjoy it, but I feel like it is her least I think it's the least connected to her that I feel. I feel like she's got so much great songs on there. I think especially that I Am Beyonce side as well. I think with like the Ave Maria's beautiful song, Beautiful Gowns. You know what I'm saying? Like that album has beautiful gowns.
I do like that song.
But it's like, I feel like it was also, I feel like that album was the album of her like really elevating her pop status and saying, I'm here. Like it felt very political in regards of her movements, which we all do as artists.
Naturally.
And I feel like we needed that album so that she could go and make a 4 and she could go and make a self-titled and Lemonade and The Gift, which is so underrated. I feel like The Gift.
Oh, from The Lion King.
Yes, I think that's very underrated. And also Everything Is Love. I think that's one of her most underrated projects, the joint Jay-Z album.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
Okay.
I really like, what's that one
Go back. You need to go back and listen to it.
What's that one song I really love from there? But yeah, I agree with The Gift. I think it's phenomenal. What's that one song I really love from Everything Is Love and everyone looks at me like I'm weird? Black Effect.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Beautiful song. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the reason why I loved that project is because it felt so grown. I think I age with a lot of artists that I love, and I love seeing the development of their music. That's why there's certain artists that I don't really, and I can put it out there. I'm not really a big fan of Chris Brown's music, not because I don't think he makes great music, honestly, but I also feel like he doesn't grow as an artist.
He doesn't,
and he doesn't age as an artist.
No.
And I feel like Drake is in that same pocket where he stopped aging, and I think this is why like you put a Drake and a Kendrick Lamar next to each other, and regardless of the beef or regardless of it,
I don't think it's really a competition.
It's not a competition, but you see where Kendrick started with Section 80 or Good Kid to where he got to, the instrumentals that he's using, the references that he's using, the genres that he's pulling in. It's the same with Nicki, for example. I don't think Nicki grows age-wise as an artist.
No,
I feel like the music is still for 20-something-year-olds.
I agree.
Whereas I'm like, you're in your 40s. And like, doesn't mean that you can't be in the club and turn up, but I feel like there's so much different, like, I would love to hear more. Maybe it doesn't have to be boom bap, but like kind of what Dolce did, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bring elements of hip hop that feel a bit more mature. I feel like that could be really interesting. So I feel like that's why there's that album, the Beyonce Everything Is Love. I love that because I'm feeling like, oh, I feel like I've got money, because you know they talk about money on the album. It's like I understand the references. Okay, I'm nowhere near where they're at. I'll never read.
Wow.
But it's like, okay, I'm understanding a bit more. So yeah, that's a little Beyonce breakdown.
No, I hear it. Like when I say there's no competition, I mean there's no competition because Kendrick is in a lane of his own.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And Drake just doesn't care for the culture, in my opinion. And Kendrick very much does. Like, did you go on Kendrick's latest tour with SZA?
I didn't go to the latest one. I went to the one before.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird though because like they're very different vibes.
I heard it was a little disjointed at times.
I love SZA. I love SZA as well, yeah. She's great. But I was just waiting for Kendrick. Like when she came on stage, I was like, because she's so like mellow and so chill. The vibes really didn't work.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But yeah,
Kendrick is my guy. I love that man. And he's gotten so sexy. I saw it. I think he's got a new stylist. I think that might be
he definitely got a new stylist.
Because I was like, when has Kendrick ever been so fine?
Yeah, because his energy, his demeanor as well. And like I said, there's an element of him that feels grown. And I think he, you know what I love as well? He literally, the fact that he sampled my favorite Luther Vandross song, If This World Were Mine, on the Luther song.
Yes.
When I heard that, I was like,
if this world were mine. Yeah,
that is literally my favorite Luther Vandross song ever. So when I heard that, I was like, this was made for this universe again, like, because that's not one of his obvious songs. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So that was like, I feel like that was done for me personally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kendrick.
Big up, Kenny. So, Donnie, I need to ask.
Yes.
As a somewhat... Well, no, I am young. What am I talking about? As a young black queer man, the streets are cold. Winter's approaching. And obviously, like, my mum's bills are really expensive, so I can't expect her to like, obviously up the bills to keep the heating on for me. I need to know this, right? Does dating get easier in your 30s? I need to know.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Oh,
I'm going to break it down. I think it gets easier in a sense of knowing who you are and knowing what you want and what you're looking for. So in that sense, you're wasting less time. You're able to kind of really identify red flags easier, and you kind of move faster as well. It's like you get to a point where it's like, I know what I want. I'm looking for you. Cool. Let's move.
Yeah.
But I think it is hard. London's a big city, but then when you break down all of the demographics of being Black and queer and creative and work in certain spaces as well, it does become quite limiting depending on what you're attracted to and what intersections you're attracted to.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that I would say your 20s is the ghetto. It is when it comes to dating most things. But I always tell people the ghetto can be fun. Like, I love hood. Hood is fun as long as you know it's hood. I think that's what you need to understand. So don't take it too seriously. Obviously, if you find something serious, great. But I think also we need to get into the culture of dating as an actual like thing to do without looking for a relationship. I think we have this mentality and this idea and this concept that every person that we date, we should be in a relationship with, or we should only date to get into a relationship.
Right.
Versus like, for me, a dating is also like trying to figure out what you're attracted to. Who are you in a relationship? What kind of things that you like? So I think you shouldn't take it too seriously. Sometimes date people outside of your type. Talk to people, interact with people, be honest. Don't sell dreams. Don't make it seem like you're going to be in a relationship with someone if you're not. But you can engage with someone and go on a date or a few dates and just see, because you never know. We have this idea of who we're going to end up with and who we should be. And I think as you get to your 30s, your preferences and the things that you actually require shift as you grow. So when you're younger, I feel like it's a lot more superficial in regards of what you're looking for because you haven't experienced as much.
Yeah,
and then you experience relationships and then you realize, actually, I want someone that like trust is a big thing. Being self-aware is a big thing. Having confidence, having drive, emotional intelligence. And then that starts filtering out. And then the other things that you thought like you really needed, they are still there, but it's not at your number one because, you know, so I think that will definitely shift. But also one thing I realized, you have to put yourself out there. That's another thing.
That's been my thing this year. I've been very on it because I'm just very much like, I've always been very much like, why can't they come to me? But then in the same breath, people are like, well, why can't you go to them? You know, so I am trying very hard this year to like put myself out there. And I said to myself, I was like, okay, right, let me try and like go for men who are older in their 30s, right? Because maybe like that'll make it a bit easier. But like I feel like maybe this is just who I attract naturally, right? Yeah. But like they just seem to be just as bad. Like I will like move the maddest if I like you.
Yeah.
And I used to be very much like anti-PDA, like anti like moving mad. But I just think like, if I like you, why am I not telling you?
Yeah.
Why am I sugarcoating it? It just doesn't make sense. Like if I fancy you and if I want you, why am I going to tell you? Like I don't like believe with the chase. I don't know who she is. She's not a friend of mine.
I don't know her. I don't know her. And you know what?
It's boring.
Nonchalance isn't sexy. I think it is a waste of time. Yeah. I'm with you, and I'm someone that if I like you, I will let you know that I like you. After the second date, I'm like, I fancy you. I think you're the coolest person. I would engage. And I think sometimes people take your kindness for weakness because they're not used to people being direct and open. Yeah. So they think, oh, you're pressed or like you're so excited to be with. I'm like, no, I'm just not going to play games. If you message me and my phone's in my hand, I'm going to respond straight away. Yeah. I'm not going to wait 5 working days. I don't need to do that. But then you create your own boundaries. And I think what I've learned is you also shouldn't change who you are to fit people's disrespect. You just filter them out. So that's something that I've learned that like, because before I was like, oh, I'm too nice, I'm too engaging, I'll put myself out, and it's like, no.
You're good enough though for the right person.
Right, if someone's taking advantage of that or someone doesn't appreciate that, then they're the wrong person. And there are people like myself that connect, and I have met people like that. And I think it shows me that you don't have to change or shift yourself for someone. You have to make sure you just pick the right people. And I think that's what happens more so in your 30s. I think your 20s, you're more open to kind of shifting and kind of working your way into something. Whereas 30s, you shouldn't be so strict and stubborn. You're always going to have to like have certain elements of compromise, but don't compromise who you are.
There's levels though, aren't there?
Yeah. Never compromise who you are. I think that's the foundation of things. And I think once you stand solid in that, you will attract it. People will come your way. People will feel that energy. You put that out there.
Yeah. I think because surface level, I come across quite like reserved, right? So, okay, for example, big up him. So the last guy I liked, right, he said to me, he was like, because he came, let me not say this actually, but he came to an environment which I was working in, right? And he said to me, he was like, oh, like naturally you come across like quite intimidating. I was like, oh, really? But then to be fair, I do struggle to smile, so that might be it. But I was like, oh, that's not the vibe I'm trying to give. That must just naturally be how I look, how I present, like whatever, yeah. And he was like, no, but like when I talk to you, I can tell that you're actually quite sweet. Not that it went anywhere, right? But then like a bit of a back and forth as you do when you're like trying to get to know each other, and it just went south, and I was like, okay, whatever, your loss, not mine. So, but like I don't know. My thing is, I don't know. I just want someone to tell me they want me there and then.
Yes.
I just don't sugarcoating.
I agree with you,
know
and I
mean?
feel like you don't need to. And like I said, I think, and I've experienced it enough times to know that like, the right ones will accept that, and they will find that attractive, and they would want that. I think anyone that pushes away, that is actually your sign that they're not for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I said, it's not what is the point of games? I think we are in a world of social media and dating sites and apps that make everything so accessible and feel like everyone or something's always accessible. There's something better. The grass is greener. And I think that's why you have to create those boundaries for yourself. Because if you open that leeway where it's like, oh, I'm just carefree and you can just come and go when you want, they're going to utilize that because that's what they're used to. Whereas once you hold a strict boundary, it's like, actually, no, this is how I am. I like you. If you like me, let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Let's just commit for the time being. It is like, no one's saying you got to get married, but like, if you like someone, you can actually try and be exclusive whilst you're trying to figure it out.
God forbid. Yeah.
You know? And I think creating those boundaries are always a good thing, like, because it will repel the people that you don't need in your life.
I think also for those who are a bit uncertain on the other end as well, you probably receive more respect.
Yeah.
You know that you can't be messed around with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to keep it moving. I've got 4 more years to be on the streets, I suppose.
Don't retire. Are you going to retire at 30?
Nah.
You said 4 more years.
No, but then maybe like I might switch up and be like have like a more like actually no, that's so not true. That's so not true. I'm in London. That's so not true. Ignore that. That's not true. For those watching who like are 30 plus, what are you saying? Let's keep it moving. Are you any good at games?
I am. I'm actually a games master.
Yeah?
I'm a games master. I'm great at games.
Let's go, baby. So my podcast is called The Winning Side, right?
Yes.
So I have a segment called Side to Side. So the way this works is I list 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
And you tell me which side you pick and your reason why. And I'll do the same. Okay, okay. Cool. Okay, right. So side to side, pre's or afters?
Afters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Afters is where the fun continues going. I feel like pre's, I think, so also when you get to a certain age, you have to slow down on the pre's because you might not make it to the main, let alone the afters. I don't be doing pre's anymore.
Really?
I stopped doing pre's.
What, do you like go out just like with minimal like in you, like minimal drink in you?
So this is the privilege of being a party girl. I don't queue, I don't pay to get into places, and I don't pay for drinks. That sounds like a flex, and it is.
Can't wait for a night out
but
with you.
that is something, but also I DJ, so I always have a rider, or my friends are DJing, so they have a rider. So it's like, it's a lot of brand events. So all these events are always like, they got sponsored drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so open bar. So when you're in these spaces, it's better not to pre because you're going to be a mess.
Maybe I need to become a DJ.
Maybe. Or just hang out with DJs. Yeah.
I remember that.
Gone. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I remember this at your next event. Be like,
please, yeah.
I'm friends with Donnie and Sunshine. Put me in the queue. What do you mean? Sorry, no. Put me at the front of the queue.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you this, right? Do you know, because I've been having this issue for a couple of weeks, do you know any events that are actually happening on Halloween night? Because everything I see is literally on the 24th.
Yes.
Is yours on the 24th?
Mine's on the 24th.
Yeah.
But it's not a Halloween party. It just happens to be.
Is it? Okay,
to be that time. I just do it every 3 months, and it happens to fall around Halloween. But there's a bunch of, because the Halloween stretches across 2 weekends.
Yeah.
So obviously there's things on the 31st. I'm doing a party, but I don't think it's a Halloween party, funnily enough. Out of all the parties I'm doing, the one on the 31st isn't a Halloween party.
Yeah, madness.
But all the ones I'm doing the week before, or I've got 2 on the 1st of November, and I've got a few on the 25th. But yeah, actually, I know of something I can tell you, but it's not a Halloween party.
See, like I was like, me and my friends were going cuckoo because I was like, what? There just seems to be like, no,
I know.
It's really weird.
And it's weird. I feel like a lot of people are missing the opportunity. I think people are thinking, with Halloween, because it's such a big night, there's so much competition.
Yeah.
So I feel like people are thinking, because it's actually on a Friday, everyone's going to do something. And I feel like no one's done anything because of that.
Because I was like, because events usually get announced like 5-6 weeks in advance. I said to my friends, I was like, I must have missed something, because like I feel like it's such a missed opportunity to have an event on actual Halloween on a Friday night.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking.
So I'm a bit confused, to be honest. I don't really know.
Because I've only got the one. I've got the one on Halloween.
Have you got any plans for actual Halloween?
I always work, so like
so you'll be somewhere.
There's like a few weekends or times in the year where it's just crazy for me.
Yeah.
Pride is crazy. Carnival Bank Holiday weekend is crazy.
Well, yeah,
Halloween
was
is crazy.
Six in one day. Yeah. That's a lot, man.
That was wild. Halloween and New Year's Eve. Like those times of the year are always like, I'm never just out. I'm always working, which I don't mind, because I have fun when I'm working and I get to run it up as well financially. So it's not too bad.
How do you recharge? What's a day off looking like for you?
A day off for me, so I have baths every day. That's like my meditation. Like literally a bath for about 45 minutes, listen to music, low lighting. That's like my me time. And then like I'm someone like a bear in a way, where I hibernate and I like store up my sleep. So I'll go crazy, and then I'll have like 3-4 days where I just chill.
Amazing.
And I'll watch a TV show and I just relax. So I've realized that I can't live a normal life and have the same trajectory of like get the same amount of hours every night and have a scheduled time to get up and go sleep. That doesn't work. But I do make it up, and I do get time to like sleep, because that's the biggest concern. Everyone's like, I want you to rest. Because I was away the other day. I posted a picture of me in a pool, and I had so much round of applause in my DMs, like, well done, congratulations, sleep. Because I think people see me running around, and I do a lot, but I think I'm at a point where like that is only maybe 35% of the week. So I do get a lot of downtime. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that take up the time as well. A lot of admin. Yeah. Like I said, I manage myself. I'm my own booking agent. So there's a lot of things I do throughout the week, but like the actual craziness of running around, that isn't too bad. There's too much.
Cool. So you said afters.
Afters, yes. I love a good afters.
See, I love an afters. I just I just really can't stay awake for it anymore. I used to be obviously that's because of uni antics.
Yes.
So my behaviour has had to switch, obviously, because I can't be seen at events doing God knows what.
Yes.
But then, if I can actually stay awake, I do prefer it.
Yeah,
it's quite intimate as well, I find.
Yeah, you get to chat, you get to have fun, that's where the conversations are happening. That's also like, as a creative, as a DJ, that's where deals are happening. There's so much people that I've met where it's like, and it's just informal. I feel like, and I think the creative industry, nepotism is a real thing, but it comes in different ways. It isn't always intentional. That's what you need to realize. Nepotism isn't intentional. It's, do you know this person? Do you know someone that's good at? That's how a lot of things are done. Like people asking people that they trust if they know someone. And if you're in these spaces and circles and networks, your name comes up. And it's like, and like seeing someone out after, it's like, oh yeah, I was chilling to that person the other day. Actually, I think they would be good for it. Yeah. Like it's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So I think that can be helpful. And
it is kind of weird how you can like organically meet people in the most rogue places.
Yeah.
So I went to some shows for London Fashion Week last Sunday, which was really fun.
Okay, come on, Fashion Galley.
Very long though. It was very I was like, by the end of it, right, my eyes were burning. I said to because my friend was there doing content, so he got me a backstage pass, and I said to him, I was like, mate, I actually can't talk. I was like, I need to go home. And I met somebody who does like podcast advertising, right? Okay, so he was like, I'll take my details, and I thought, what are the chances? And we literally, he wasn't even meant to be there either. He was just friends with a photographer, and I thought, what are the chances?
Yes.
So yeah, that's really cool. But I love feeling important, so I need to be back there next year. It was so much fun. Okay, cool. So both afters times 2. Going to an event alone or going to an event by yourself?
Wait, alone or by yourself?
Yeah, so like say like like a brand event.
No, you said, but they're the same thing. You said
no.
alone or by yourself.
I was so tired when I wrote this.
I was like, so I can literally, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I can literally see the time at 3 a.m. Okay. Going to an event alone or going to an event with people?
I've actually found the value in going to places by myself as I've gotten older in certain spaces, because it breaks you out of sticking with people that you go with, and then you don't network as much or connect. I think it's been easier now because I know so much people, so I know I can go somewhere and I'm going to see
someone you know.
Someone I know, so I don't feel like I'm going to be alone the whole night, and then that allows me. So I feel like when I was young, in my 20s, with people, I think it was helpful. I needed that support system. And they would also like help me like connect if I wanted to talk to someone. They'd be like, "Oh, we can go together."
Yeah.
But I think in my 30s, going alone is nice because sometimes you can literally, you get there when you want, you leave when you want, and you get to connect more with people and have more like in-depth conversations. Where if you go with people, you might feel bad, you feel like you're leaving them out or something or whatever. How about you?
I would probably say with people. My thing is, I just need someone to kind of bounce off.
Yeah.
I don't need you by my side for the whole evening.
Yeah.
But I just need someone, because I find events really difficult. Like I'm not going to go as far to say that I don't like them, because I like being invited to them.
Yeah.
But I find them like really difficult, and especially where and because the creative scene can be quite cliquey.
Yeah.
If you don't know people can be a bit cold.
Yes.
I've had it before where I've met people. I remember this one time, right, and like they don't remember this, but it definitely happened, because I remember this one time I met this creator who I adore, love his content, think he's great, said hello to him and he shrugged his shoulders. I thought, okay, whatever. I'm friends with his friend, right?
Yeah.
So then later on, my friend introduced us, not realizing that obviously we'd already met, and then they were completely different. And I thought, you're fake as fuck.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably about 2 years ago, and that was probably when I got the first sense of realization. Okay, because I'm so happy to meet everyone. I just do you know, anyone that wants to have a conversation, why would I not talk to them, right? Yeah, but I think then I kind of realized, okay, not everyone's on the same page.
People have different value systems in the sense of people will value you based on who you are, who you know, how much followers you have, what you can do. And for me, that for me is the quickest way to having a short career. Because I
agree.
The biggest people, the people that have helped me the most or done most for me are people behind the scenes who you wouldn't perceive to be the star or have all of the followers and stuff. But I generally just make like connections and conversations. So there's so much people that I've worked with on production or in music, and they've actually been the ones to actually platform me or book me and do things for me. And my connection with them was so organic. It was never because I didn't know what they could even do for me. So that wasn't even that. And I realized I just treat everybody with the same level of respect, like same level of enthusiasm as well. Like, especially if I meet someone, if I'm at an event, there's times where I've been at creative spaces or like events and someone will be like, "Oh, I'm boring. I'm just a politician, or I'm just I'm academic." And I'm like, "No, I think that's interesting. I don't know much about that. Tell me more."
And you're still at the event.
Right.
Humble yourself.
And I think this idea that creativity and then being a certain person or artist or working in a certain space gives you more interest, makes you more interesting. I think I disagree with that. And we are not what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just an element. So I like to get to know people for who they are.
For sure. And like, I'm sorry, but the people behind the scenes are the ones that work the hardest.
Yes.
The people who I know who work in PR are honestly the hardest working people I know. Let me not give names in the streets. But no, like they are the people that work on the admin teams and the people that do the logistics behind the scenes. They work harder than any creative I know.
Yeah.
Like, no shade to creators, obviously, but they really do, because if we didn't have them, we'd be screwed.
100%.
There'd be no events to go to. 100%. There'd be no like organization for like going to and from. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Do you know what I mean? I feel like PR people really do not get enough credit, and it drives me. Like, it just drives me mad, because everyone who I know who works in PR is literally like they're on speed. They just don't stop.
Yeah, 100%.
Big up them. Okay, so say like you've got like. What does this mean when you name a? I don't understand what I was trying to say here. Okay, so like when you like put in a contact on your phone, the full name or a nickname.
Professionally, full name. My friends all have nicknames.
Okay.
I put random things. My sisters and different people I've named for things that just are a joke or something. But then, like, if I'm meeting you for the first time, I'm like, I want your full government name.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine is just. I feel like I let people do it themselves. Like, so I guess that is kind of nickname.
Yeah.
But like, because I don't want to. Yeah, because I always think, okay, that might press them or whatever.
Yeah.
Or piss them off. Okay, you can type it in. But yeah, it's probably nickname. I would say. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that one. Okay, small talk or long talk?
So it really depends on the settings. But like in events, I'm a small talk person. I like to like talk, move on. I catch up with everybody. But like in a more intimate setting, I love long talk. I love a long conversation, really get into it. I actually hate this. You know what? Let me answer it. I hate small talk.
So do I.
I hate it. I find it boring.
Same.
I find that's why I like we'll move around quick if it's not like if it doesn't get into anything. But I like depth. I like getting into it.
We're
like speaking about life, speaking about crazy things, whatever it is. I just like, yeah, that's me personally. Even if it's a short amount of time, I'll go straight for the jugular. Like, okay, and like,
what's happening with? How are you?
Right, like genuine questions. I think that's more interesting to me than be like, oh, what you been up to this week? And how's work? Boring.
Yeah, I don't mess with small talk at all. I actually find it quite. I find it boring.
Yes.
Like I remember I bumped into a friend at Black Pride who I haven't seen for ages, right? And he like went to walk away. I was like, no, like we're here you're locked in for a good 15 minutes. And we talked for like half an hour. Like I would rather have a long conversation than just. Yeah, I would rather have a long conversation than or just not have one at all.
100%. I think that's why. So at parties and stuff or at events, I'm always on the dance floor because I hate small talk. Like that's my thing. Like I hate being in a position where I'm like I have to like just talk idly to people.
Yeah.
And I'm always moving around. But like I said, but if I find someone to talk to, I will sit down, pull up a chair, we will get into it.
Literally me. Yeah. I will drive them to the smokers area. Yeah, literally me. We're the same. Okay. Right, okay, so hypothetically, say you start dating someone, right? Okay, so do you give your number or your socials?
Number. I'm old school. Okay. I'm old school. Number. I love FaceTime and voice notes. They're my two favorite things.
Yeah, I love a voice note.
I love a FaceTime. I like seeing someone when I'm talking to them. And then I love a good voice note as well.
Yeah, I'm a whore for a voice note. People like are really hit and miss with voice notes.
Yeah.
Like half of my circle love it and half of them hate it. But I feel like a voice note is like the most intimate thing you can give someone. And then when they reply with a text, I said, sorry? Pardon?
So you hate me?
Kumbaya?
So
you're not serious.
No.
Because if you were serious, you'd voice note me back.
Right. I like a good voice note back. And when I start dating, I feel like voice notes are something. Because also, I'm a bit of a romantic, so I like to go back and listen as well.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, it's documented. It's like, oh, you really like me.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I heard your pitch when you said that.
Mm-hmm. And I also, but I'm a bit neurotic, so I do listen to my own voice notes like twice.
So do I, don't worry.
I'd be like, how's that sound? How did they receive this?
You're not alone, don't worry. Yeah. No, I hear that. I feel, do you know what is right? So like I was watching this thing and apparently, because obviously when you start dating someone, you don't know what they're like 100%, right? And like, this is just me being a bit anxious and paranoid. If you give someone your number, they can track everything. I can't think of what the theory is. It would have been like a 4 a.m. scroll on TikTok. But this girl was basically saying your number can be, if with the right person who knows how to research and do whatnot, they can like find everything connected to that number. I don't know how true that is, but like it stayed in my head ever since I've seen it. And I think, okay, let me just give my Instagram. So then if it goes south, it's like, okay, like just.
But then I feel like for me, I think because I'm not a fully public person, but I'm quite a public person that I'm like, it's so accessible. Because there's that guy on TikTok that can like, he'll see a picture and he'll be like, found you, and he'll go through. Have you not seen him?
No, but he's cool.
And he goes through and he will like, there'll be someone in the middle of nowhere with a selfie and they're in the desert and he will zoom in, find this, that, find the highway. This highway looks geographically, there's only 2 highways in there. And it's like,
how's he got the time?
It's crazy. And there's people that like, but you can't find me, and he finds them. They'll be in a hotel room and he will figure out where they are and what hotel room they're in. Not just the hotel, what number door it is. Like, so I'm like, through social media, there's so much that people can find out anyway.
That's crazy.
So I'm not too pressed about it, I think.
Yeah. Fair. Especially if they're mates with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're screwed regardless. Yeah, fair. Okay. The last one. This one's actually not really a fun one to end on, but we'll go with that. X Factor or Britain's Got Talent?
X Factor?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched a full season of Britain's Got Talent.
There's probably a reason for that.
But I grew up in a time where X Factor was the thing.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were still watching TV. So at the earlier stage, I voted for Alexandra Burke.
I think I did as well.
Like, because Beyonce, I voted for Beyonce, but Alessandra as well.
Well, they do say that she wouldn't have won if Beyonce wasn't on stage with her. But you know what? Take what you have.
You know what? I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I remember that was a time. That was a good old days.
It's a really exciting time, wasn't it? Where like live TV was actually a thing. You know, like X Factor is one of those like shows where like you had to watch it live and like you'd all be like locked around the table. Yes. I kind of like miss that like tastefulness of actual prime live TV where like it would be a bit of an issue to record it. And if you recorded it, it would only be semi-recorded so you couldn't watch it properly.
100%.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know how true this is because obviously like the internet likes to move a bit mad. Apparently they're like making like a documentary on X Factor, which I'm very, very excited to talk about. Not talk about, sorry, but to like watch.
I think it's going to be like Surviving R. Kelly or something. Like it's going to be like, I can imagine, because it's crazy what, between the production, the label and the press, they ruined so many people's lives.
So many ethics. I really want to have a conversation with Misha B. I love her. Also, actually, special shout out to Jade. Shout out to Jade.
Yes, my girl.
Her
album's amazing.
Yeah, very camp. Thank you for catering to the gays.
We love Jade, and I think Jade is someone that I really celebrate because I've known her for a few years now. I met her during the last leg of the Little Mix tour because my friend Jamie styles her. Second Jamie, and then I DJ'd the final party for that, and then from then she's booked me for like every birthday party, Halloween party she does. I DJ that. And like one thing I love about her is that she's someone that's really like tapped into culture and community, and like she's a real ally across the board. And I feel like her success is a testament to who she is as a person, but who she is as an artist. She really like pays attention to detail. She really cares about what she's doing. And I feel like pop needs that right now, because I feel like the concept of pop seems like people feel like it's quite fluffy or not like edgy or diverse. And I feel like everything doesn't have to be, I love Charlie XCX, but everything doesn't have to be brat for it to be, for it to be, you know what I'm saying, engaging and for people to be thought out and for people to really love it. And I like what she's doing.
I think she's phenomenal. When I heard her Angel of My Dreams, I didn't even realize it was her, to be honest, because it sounds so different. I really appreciate how an artist can challenge the conventions of what makes a pop record good. And I think she's phenomenal. She's liked 2 of my TikToks, so I'm basically one step closer to interviewing her. I think she's a superstar, and give all the flowers. It's a really exciting time to love pop.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like this year especially has been like a really exciting time for pop. Like pop really is back. I'm so here for it.
And I love pop music.
I love pop music.
I think that's also something that I feel like helps me excel as a DJ, because I love so many genres that I feel like have been deemed to be quite uncool. So like DJs either don't play it, or when they do play it, it's lackluster and they do it because they feel like they have to. Whereas like I'm tapped into the pop girlies. I'm like, I'm in it. So for me, it allows me to like play in more spaces, because I feel like there isn't a lot of DJs that are tapping into that at the level or like in the spaces that I'm in, which I feel like is another thing where you have to be authentic to yourself, because I could have tried to like shy that away and like, I want to be cool and I only want to do electronic music and R&B, and I love that. That's my thing. But also I'm like, I want to tap into all the things that I love, and being authentic to myself, I feel like has given me more opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. Naturally. Oh, well, Donnie, thank you so much, my friend.
Oh, we come to the end.
We have.
That's wild. That was so quick.
Yeah, I can see the camera's dying.
Yeah. That was really cool.
I really appreciate you. I think you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to see what happens next. I'm really excited for my free night out as well.
Yeah, honestly, hit me up. I'm out all the time.
No, I'm deadly serious.
Yeah. Be ready.
Witness. Be ready. Reckless. Okay, so where do the people find you, please, Mr. Sunshine? Actually, quick question. Do you need a hype man?
Do I need a hype man?
Or would you like a hype man?
What would the job description entail for the hype man? Is this?
Okay, right.
Tell me, show me.
So basically, have you seen it where like, I can only think of rappers that I've had, I can't think of anyone else, where basically like there's like a guy that comes on the stage and like hypes up the set for a good like 5 minutes pre the act coming on?
Oh, okay.
Do you reckon you could like do with a hype man?
Maybe. That sounds interesting. That sounds fun.
We could be a duo act. Donnie Sunshine and Jord Moonlight.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with this. You know what? get your people to talk to my people.
Let's go.
Let's get something put together.
Okay. Say no more.
I appreciate it. But yes, you can find me. My main space is Instagram. I would say it's the easiest place because I've got my link tree attached to that. So it's Donnie, DONNIE_sunshine. In my bio is my link tree, which has all of my upcoming shows and my mixes and everything on there. I'm Donnie Sunshine on TikTok. I also have my club night called To The Left, which is on Instagram, To The Left _can't get right. We're alternative R&B and hip hop and electronic music rave, which happens at Electroworks every 3 months. So yeah, check out all of those things.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, my name is Jord Howard. This is the Winning Side podcast. I really hope you made it to the end because it makes my watch time a lot easier and healthier. I can see the camera flashing. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. And I very much look forward to seeing you all again sooner than later. So yeah.
Hey.
This flash is so intimidating. I wish it would just turn off. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's